Faith has a new frequency. The Spirit of Huntsville. KHSPLP, Huntsville, Texas. Spirit 94.3.
Welcome in, everybody. Happy Monday. Fun Day Monday. Fun Day Monday here on Spirit Radio.
Spirit
94.3. Rick, you're sounding very nice here.
Very nice
here on a Monday. You'll be proud to know that I AI'd my picture with Fabio yesterday. I was just bored, and I said, turn me into Fabio, and Bridget said, don't ever do that again.
That bad, huh?
That's how I wanted to start it this morning. Welcome in, everybody, as we get rocking and rolling on another edition of Good Morning Huntsville. We do want to welcome you here to, I used to say like our living room, but it's kind of our kitchen table on a Monday. So
yeah, you've moved us so far apart we can't hold hands anymore.
Y'all can still see that.
It's like
I left this ledge here just. In fact, I was gonna put a kind of a I don't know what you call it, like a little pillow right there, a comfortable little pillow, just to kind of rest there.
But where is it?
Well, we haven't got it yet. Fundage is low.
Put a little padding there.
Yeah, we're going. That's it. Padding. That's the word I was looking for. Like a wrist thing, for your mouse on a computer.
I need an arm extender.
We'll do it. So we thought about cutting another little lip right there just for you guys.
How sweet.
Yeah, I was thinking, but then Valentine's came and went, and I didn't get it done. So next year.
Next year, you're going to cut another little lip here.
Hey, the guys man, it was $550 just to have them come back and cut holes for us.
That's all right. We don't need that.
Yeah. So it's all good. Well, welcome in. As we do get started, we want to welcome all of you who are joining us this morning on Spirit 94.3. Our tower has been adjusted, and so our reach is just a little incy bit more. I don't know.
300 yards?
Yeah, 300 feet. So, but no, I do appreciate the folks coming out. They were here Friday, so I did have. It's nice to know. I mean, I know that people are listening, but I received 3 or 4 text messages from some folks that I didn't know saying, hey, what's going on with the station? It's down. And we posted on social media that we were going to be down all evening. And so we got that wrapped up and actually flipped the switch. I got back from Crockett. We were in Crockett broadcasting New Waverly baseball. And I'd got a text at about 7 o'clock saying, hey, everything's done. Do you want me to turn it back on? I was like, no, don't worry about that. I'll wait till I get there just in case. So the folks who did that for us, they left, and then we rolled back in here at about 10:30 or so, and then I flipped a switch, and we were back on the air.
Fantastic.
And I can pick up the station from my driveway now in Elkins, which before I could pick it up, but it was a lot of static. There's still some static, but not as bad. So we're praying that $1,500 investment for that extra little niche of unstatic is worth the investment. Reaching
out to Elkins is what, 8-10 miles from here?
Yeah, about 7 as the crow flies. And by the license, we're guaranteed, it's basically saying, hey, your signal's only going to go 3, maybe 5. And we're doing everything within the legal power. We're not overpowering anything or putting
You don't have a linear in there?
No. We don't. Okay, we don't have what we call in CB talk a foot warmer over there. So if you're ever in that, hey, I got something to tell you real quick. We're going to get into it in a moment. Big thank you, as always, to our underwriters, Elliott's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com for helping to make this show possible. And, of course, here on this marvelous Monday, we want to thank Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, their website, tomorrowspromise.info. I want to get into something that, and I'm not, this is nothing getting my wife in trouble. She's going to get mad at me. If I mention it that way, it's not her fault. It could have easily happened to me. Boy, we had a scare yesterday, Kaye. The glass top ovens, and this has nothing to do with, let me get this out of the way, it's nothing to do with the children. So, because when I said Kaye, and, this may be something with the kid. Children are okay. We went yesterday and got something to eat. Bridget used my own app against me last night. She's a collaborator on my app, on my Meet Fast app that I've created. And I added a whole team section. So now teams can sign up and you can share tasks with each other in projects. Well, I shared her with it to help me test it. So what does she do? She creates a task that says, go to Texas Roadhouse and collaborate on it.
She's not
I was
stupid.
going to say, has she started scheduling you for things?
Oh, probably. Yeah, she scheduled us for that. And so I thought that was kind of neat. So literally the app can be used for everything. And she scheduled it for us to go to Texas Roadhouse. I started getting alerts on my phone. We were just sitting in the living room. I was like, what's this? And I get a text message and an email notification. Bridget Brennan has scheduled you for Texas Roadhouse. So the app works. It keeps marriages wholesome. So she was in the Woodlands with the children over the weekend. I'm so thankful for my wife because she gave me just a really good break on Saturday. Friday night. They stayed Friday night, Saturday night, and I stayed in bed. I'm not kidding. 18 hours on Saturday. I just could not get out of bed. I tried, and I was so exhausted that I really needed that day. And I got up finally to go get something to eat. I came back. I just passed out again right after I ate. And so I feel like I got some good rest on Saturday. So they came back Sunday, but she had a bunch of boxes. I'd assumed that she'd went to like a Costco or Sam's Club because, they don't have the bags. They just have you ask for the boxes, right? Well, sometimes it's convenient when you unload groceries, knowing that the oven is off. I mean, it's a pretty big counter space. And so she set those boxes on top of the glass top oven. I've done that before. I've never really thought about it because if you don't turn the knob, it's cool and there's nothing that's been cooked on. Obviously, I was there, so she knows no cooking wasn't happening. And so we leave and we go to eat Texas Roadhouse. Bridget had told Braylon that she was going to go by Target and get her a little headband, and so we go by Target. I would say that we're gone about 2 hours. We walk back into the house. Well, let me word it like this. Before we walked into the house, I looked up, and there was still those clips from Christmas on the house.
Yeah.
Bridget's been getting on to me. Get those things down. I don't want to climb up on the ladder. It's pretty high. And so I just left them up there. Well, I had this bright idea because I had these, and Rick, you'll know about these fiberglass rods. They use them for fishing wire. And it just hit me because, Kaye, you and I are the same. We have ADD, right? If we get an idea, we go for it, right? It's true, right?
Yeah.
So I had an idea that I saw those fiber fish rods right there in the corner of the garage. So I said, well, I'm just going to put them together. I'm going to knock all those things off the roof. So as I started to do that, Bridget gets the children out and they start to walk in, and maybe 5 minutes later, she comes running out and she said, there's something burning in the house. Earlier in the day, she did not know this, but our breaker had flipped randomly in the kitchen. And so I thought, oh no, there's some sort of electrical thing going on because I remembered that breaker flipping. I was trying to put two and two together. It smelled pretty rough in the house, and I could see like a haze of smoke. Well, as you walk in, the kitchen's right there. I didn't see anything in the kitchen. And so I start opening every door. I'm about to get up in the attic. And all of a sudden, as I run back towards the garage, I realize, man, it really smells bad here in this kitchen, like something's burning. It smelled like an electrical fire. There's a very distinct...
Yeah.
Well, lo and behold, I would now realize that sometimes cardboard has that same smell to it in some effect. I guess maybe the ink on the paper, or perhaps the culmination of pull-up diapers that possibly have some sort of plastic that smells really bad. So you already know where I'm going with this. That box, whenever it had got set down, and again, I'm not getting on to Bridget because it could have been me too, but somehow the box getting set down bumped the burner on, and we were gone for almost 2.5 hours. Praise the Lord that thing did not get bumped all the way up.
Yeah.
But it was enough to burn through the bottom of the box. It had been slowly burning it. It burned halfway through the pull-up box that was there. And then 1/3 of the 3 reams of pull-up diapers had started to melt. We could have walked into a house with a fire truck out front.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Bridget, I said, praise the Lord that, and I didn't get on to her. I said, sweetheart, that could have happened to me. It could have happened to anybody. And so we've learned a very valuable lesson that we're taught as children. Don't go near the stove. Well, I think from now on, I'm never going to set anything on that again, just out of caution.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's easy to do, but no.
I would think about.
I just set it in the middle of the floor and trip over it.
Yeah. Well, the ambulance is over there. Over at the Boehning house again. Rick fell over
The groceries in the floor.
He fell over the dum-dum sticks. What are those things called? You know, the ice cream sticks? We eat them all the time.
I don't know.
So
A friend of mine put her trash can on top of the stove to keep the dog out of it, and the dog jumped up and flipped it's a standalone stove and flipped the
burners on.
Caught a kitchen on fire.
See, it's things that you never know, and things. This is why we have this show, to educate people on things that you probably do that you don't think about. And today is one of those things that maybe you do like us with those glass top stoves. It's so easy just to set something on them. Like I never set anything on my old school stove at home because the burners were there, and I just never thought I'm never going to set anything up here. Why would I do that? Well, the glass top's like, oh, cool, more space, like this, kind of like this, you know.
We have an induction stovetop. If it's not the right metal, it won't heat up.
Ah, that's even better. So, anyways, that was our story, and boy, I'm glad because like I said, we could have walked into something yesterday that would have been pretty bad. But thankfully, regardless, we would have all been okay. But we don't need that right now. And
who does?
That's always been a fear of mine, is my house catching on fire. For some reason, I'm always, well, obviously up until yesterday, I've always been very cautious about making sure that things are off when I leave the house. And my grandmother, she would throw a fit if we didn't check the stove before we left the house. That was her number one thing. I'm like, Nanny, I haven't cooked on that in a week. Well, you need to go check the burners. She was always checking the burners. And see, in my mind, I heard my grandma. She came back from 2021 to haunt me and tell me, you better make sure that oven is turned off. So I just wanted to share that with the people this morning to let them be aware that there could be things that you don't think about in your home.
Yeah, well, it could have happened and you went to bed too.
Ooh, yeah.
Wouldn't that have been bad?
Yeah. And the weird thing is, since 2021, after COVID, I normally don't smell burning things unless it's overpowering. And by that point, by the time we left, it was already getting pretty overpowering, so I smelled it. But if it would have just been started, I wouldn't have noticed it. Especially if I was asleep, I wouldn't have noticed it. That could have been bad. So
yeah, check your smoke detectors.
Yes. And that's another thing. Our smoke detectors didn't go off. They work, because I poked them with a stick, and they're very loud. And these all, I guess in some of these homes, they wire them all up together where if one goes off, they all decide to start chirping at you. Well, they chirp, and they chirp very loud, enough to where Stella starts going, ow, and starts going nuts.
I do that too.
Well, hey, I do want to keep it here on the FM. I always enjoy our Mondays, Kaye, because it is time for our Monday Mindset with Kaye Boehning. Can you believe this, that we're already on week 22?
No, I can't.
Week 20. Where did week 22 of this whole thing come from? I wonder how many weeks we're into the new year already.
I don't know, but 22 weeks ago you made us switch days, so.
That was it. Yeah, it started. Well, I remember, because we were talking, and we were like, oh, no, Kaye's Wednesday Wisdom. What's going to happen to it? And I was like, oh, Monday Mindset. And so we've got this role. We want you to listen in this morning. This is always a really important segment because we hope that it will provide just a little something to lift people up and encourage them, and just to give them a little bit more knowledge, Rick. Everybody needs a little more knowledge.
I do. I'm always learning. Kaye, yesterday, she kept asking me questions while I'm listening to a podcast about things I'm interested in. Just wouldn't let me alone.
What was the podcast called?
It was about dinosaurs.
Okay. I thought the podcast was called Things I'm Interested in.
No.
Well, today on Monday Mindset with Kaye Boehning, this is it, and Kaye and I will talk you through this one here on week 22. Be consistent. Listen to this. Be consistent, not occasional. It's easy to show up when you feel like it. Have you ever showed up when you feel like it?
Usually I show up when I don't feel like it.
Well, that's where we're going with this one today. It is much harder and more powerful, though, to show up when you don't feel like it. We've all had those days where we're motivated, energized, and ready to go. But then there are the other days.
Like your last weekend.
Yes, the other days. The tired days. The busy days. The I just don't feel like it days. Do you have those, Kaye?
Oh, yeah.
More often than not.
She's had those recently. She's just kind of burnt out, I think.
It's hard on you because you have to push through it because it's not just about you. You know, I think with you guys, you got 3 locations to serve and a couple 300 plus children, 28 plus years in the making. It's not just you. And there's so
mostly
many.
her.
And there's a lot of weight on that. I understand, not at that level, but there's a lot of weight on that. And that's where consistency comes in. Robin Sharma talks about how greatness is not built in big, dramatic moments. It is built in the small things we do over and over and over again. Not occasionally, not when it's convenient, but consistently. And why does consistency matter so much? Well, if you're baking, you need... No, I'm just kidding. Say, well, you better have the right consistency or your bread won't rise. But just as that in life, consistency builds trust. When you show up regularly for your work, for your family, your commitments, people know that they can count on you. And just as important, you start to trust yourself. You know, I think it's safe to say all of us go to church. I know you guys are at University Heights, and it's safe to say that as surely as the sun will rise, there will be a service on Sunday. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that make that happen, from the pastor to support staff to people showing up, volunteers. There's consistency there. So we trust that the church will be open on Sunday, right? Consistency creates momentum. Small actions repeated daily build into something much bigger over time. It may not feel like much in the moment, but it adds up. And then also, consistency matters so much because it beats intensity. You don't have to do everything perfectly or all at once. And thank goodness we don't, because I don't do anything perfectly. Nowhere near perfect. A steady effort day after day will always outperform short bursts of motivation.
I mean, you don't get up and just run a marathon. I mean, if you work at it every day, you know, or lift 100 pounds or whatever it is, you have to do things little bit by little bit each day to get to that.
I think about last week we had Terri Coleman on the show with Boston, and Boston has a rare impalement called FA, and it's basically, you know, kind of almost paralyzed, not in a way paralyzed, but he's lost a lot of function in his legs, this young man. And over the years, he has been battling this, and there's no cure for it. And they're trying to raise awareness. It's called Friedreich's ataxia. And Terri has a gym here in town. And when I read that part, I thought about Terri because she just ran 100 miles. 100. Like, you think of what is a marathon? 26.2 kilometers?
23.
23 or something like that.
Or maybe it is 26. You're right. It's 26.
But it may be 23 miles, 26.2 kilometers. I don't know. I don't use kilometers.
A long way.
Yeah, very long way.
It's longer than I want to walk.
So think about that, like times 4. So basically she ran 4 marathons. And she talked about everything that you have to do every day. Mm-hmm. From eating, starts with eating and taking better care of yourself, to the training and all those things. Consistency beats intensity. If she would have went all out and just been that's intense though. But if she would have just tried to go out there and do this all at once in one big intense moment, she wouldn't do it. There's no way. Your consistency challenge for the week. Listen to this, friends. There's 3 things that we want you to focus, what to do, and why it helps. Number 1, choose one thing. Pick one habit or action to do every day this week. And that will keep it simple and doable. I'm looking at Rick right now. Rick, what is one thing this week that you're thinking of?
We do Tai Chi in the mornings.
Really?
We're starting our 2nd week now.
No way. I thought you were joking. For real?
We really are.
It's like 10 minutes of exercising.
What do you do? What is it?
It's on YouTube.
Is it just different move? I mean, I like different stretches, moves. Yeah. Nice.
It's very low impact. We did the other thing. We did the intense thing. We did an evening one. 3 days ago?
Yeah, I'm
2
still
days
sore.
ago? And that high intensity, our muscles, we're still paying for it. So we went too hard, too fast for that one.
Well, consistency beats intensity.
Yeah.
We've been still doing the morning one.
That's cool. I had no idea. Nice. What sparked that?
She made me.
Okay.
Wife nagging.
Perfect. You're voluntold. The Huntsville voluntold. Yeah. Number 2, show up anyway. Let's just get right to the point. Just show up anyway this week. Do it even on the days you don't feel like it.
And I did this morning.
Just do it. Why does this help? It builds discipline and resilience. And then the third and final consistency challenge for this week is this: track your streak. Keep a simple record of your consistency, and that reinforces progress and accountability. Consistency does not have to be impressive. It just has to be steady.
Yeah, we're on day 8 now for the mornings.
Yeah. Kaye, there's a final thought on here. Do you have that final thought?
Yeah.
Why don't you read that final thought? I want the folks to hear that this morning.
You don't need to be extraordinary every day. You just need to be consistent. This week, focus less on doing more and more on showing up again and again and again, even in small ways.
And again.
Because over time, those small, steady steps are what create real, lasting change.
I think about it think about it even from a Christian perspective. You know, I think that there's many of them, me included, need to do a better job of just getting into the Lord's Word. Do it every morning, just like you guys are doing the Tai Chi. For me, you know, it's something that I've really started to get into the habit of just reading a little bit of Scripture every morning, even if it's just a verse. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed, like I've got to read a whole chapter, or I'm not going to get the big picture. We have a young man that has a show here called Empowered Youth, Joshua Mashi. One of the shows he was talking about, he may stay a month on one verse in the Bible, a month, just studying what it really means. But there is consistency in that. Not intensity, not reading the whole thing at once, but just little short parts of it. And maybe that's something for somebody this morning, is saying, you know, I want to grow in my relationship with the Lord, and I want to read the Word more. Well, just start, even if it's just a verse.
Every year at this time, our church reads through the Bible.
I saw that BJ was doing that. Yeah, and their family. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot. I mean,
and there's a lot of volunteers that do that.
And it's through the whole. I mean, they go the whole time, right? Even 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. People are up there.
There's volunteers up there reading.
Do you volunteer for the 4 a.m.?
I can't read.
I volunteer for the 2:30 slot. That's cool though. But I mean, it's pretty neat to think about that. So think about those things as this week goes on, and that is your Monday mindset with Kaye Boehning. Always appreciate this, Kaye. 22 weeks into it, and we're gonna go for another 222. Why? Because we're consistent. So, one final thought on that. You know, we do our new show now called Lunch Break, and it's not easy because we're doing this show, and then we've got a lot going on at church. I've got a lot that I do with Hello Huntsville and other things, but we knew for this station to get more interaction that we have to do more than just play music, obviously. And so we do that lunch break show, but we mix up the music in it. And I'm going to be honest, there's probably right now 3 out of the 5 days that I don't feel like doing it. But we do it anyways, and we're starting to build an audience from that. And I think as I was reading this be consistent, we're starting to see the results of that now after 4 weeks. We've been doing it for 4 weeks straight, and we're starting to see the results of people saying, hey, we enjoy this. Thanks for that update. Thanks for this update. I mean, we had some folks that had reached out to us, didn't know anything about the fair that was going on, even though that's pretty big news around town, the Walker County Fair and Rodeo. And they said they tuned in, just dropped in on the station, heard us talking about it, and so they went out and went to it. And I was like, all right, cool. Then the word's getting out because of the consistency, Rick. So, well, any final thoughts? We're going to take a break. We're gonna go back to music and programming. We're going to have a friend with us here in just a few moments on social media, Terri Coleman, so make sure that you stay on social with us. But any final comments, Rick, before we break, just to social and head off the radio today?
No, I have no comment.
Thank you. There's nothing.
I think you should do the resurrection eggs.
Yeah, we should do those. That's pretty neat. I want to do it though on social. I'd like to do it on radio, but there's a visual to it as well. So I want to encourage people. We do have something really neat. So head over to social media because it'll be hard to like show it through the radio. We can paint the picture, but I want people to see this. We're going to do it after our interview with Terri. But we have resurrection eggs today. And I want to talk about the purpose of those because as a child growing up, I just thought it was something cute with Easter. I probably didn't say cute because I was a child and I didn't really know what that was, but I was like, oh, cool, eggs, candy, go hide and seek, fun, those kind of things. There is a whole purpose behind the eggs, and we're going to explain what that is. We did it a couple weeks ago with the kids here at church, and I was like, wow, I want to share that. And then Kaye and I were talking about it, so we will do that. But let's take a break. Time now is 7:55. For those of you on radio, we're going to go back to music and programming. For the rest of you, head over to social media if you're not there already. You can go to HelloHuntsvilleTX.com or also the Hello Huntsville YouTube page as we'll continue the show there. For the rest of you, we'll see you a little bit later, but we'll be back in a moment. This is your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville with the Rick Boehning and the Kaye Boehning. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
At Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, we're not just a place where children pass the time. We are not a daycare. We are a child care center focused on the growth, learning, and discovery. Every day, children engage in meaningful activities that build confidence, independence, and a love for learning. From reading and math to social and practical life skills, our students are active participants in their development. Ready to give your child something more? Visit tomorrowspromise.info and discover what makes our school different. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Education you can trust.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted, family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Are you ready for a better way to bank? Join Walker County Federal Credit Union today. As a member, you'll enjoy low-cost loans, no annual fees, and easy online access. We're not just a credit union. We're a community dedicated to your financial success. Experience friendly service tailored for just you. Why wait? Join us online at walkercountyfcu.com or drop by our location at 1802 Normal Park Drive, Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Friend Rob Hipp here for Elliott's Jewelers. The new year is here, and what a better way to start out the new year than celebrating the moments that matter the most. And you can do that with Elliott's Jewelers here in Huntsville. Whether it's an engagement, an anniversary, a birthday, or maybe just a fresh start, Elliott hand selects every diamond, and he creates meaningful pieces that are designed just for you. There's no crowded showroom, no pressure, just personal attention and jewelry that tells your story. So again, start the new year with something timeless. It's Elliott's Jewelers here in Huntsville by appointment only. Book online at elliotsjewelers.com.
All right, back at it here as we are jamming this morning. I guess it's like an 80s throwback here. Terri Coleman hanging out with us here. Terri, I need to fix your microphone 1 second.
Okay. Do I need to scoot up?
Yeah, there you go.
How's that?
There you go.
Okay. Well, I like the 80s. That was my years.
Does this have that 80s vibe to it?
Yes, it does.
There we go. I'm feeling it this morning, guys. I didn't flip the video on yet. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. There it is. Welcome in, everybody, as we continue on this morning. Hanging out with none other than the Kaye Boehning and our good friend. Hey, both of y'all have red hair. I just noticed that.
Yes, we do.
Y'all are just very beautiful. So thank y'all, ladies, for.
I was gonna say, watch it. Be on your best behavior.
Yeah. Well, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Y'all just brighten. See, Kaye came, and the hug of Huntsville, and then the joy came in, and so here we go. So, Rick, we may have to walk out of here. There's. Yeah, we got the hug and joy here. That may be the new one, the joy of Huntsville right here. Terri Coleman hanging out with us. So I still like the real estate expert of Huntsville, though, too.
Yeah, I do too.
So, well, hey, welcome in, everybody, as we continue on. We want to welcome all of you. Hey, by the way, a big thank you to Elliott Herzlich. He's from Elliott's Jewelers, online at elliotsjewelers.com for all of your jewelry needs. Go by and see my great friend. In fact, probably all three of us have something from Elliott. I know Kaye does right now. I've got my ring on, and go by and see him. He's going to take great care of you. He does so much for the community, and he's a great friend of all of ours, and we appreciate all that he does in the community. So let's support local. It's Elliott's Jewelers, located in the First National Bank building. You set up the appointment online at elliotsjewelers.com. And, of course, tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, always with us on these marvelous Mondays. For more information on tomorrow's Promise and to go by, I'm going to encourage you, go by, set up the time for your child to get that tour, for the parent to get the tour. I wanted to ask this before we bring Terri on real quick. Do the children get to come to the tours too? Do y'all encourage that, or is it mainly just the parents?
No, we like to have the children come.
I never thought about that. So yeah, call up the locations, and there's 3 of them to serve you here in Huntsville, and set up that appointment to go take a tour. Our 2 children have just been doing so well, and I'm going to say this real quick. I always like to brag on my little girl. I brag on my boy too, but especially my little girl. That's my firstborn. And she counted to like 28 yesterday. I said, how do you know how to count to 28 already, child? And she's like, I don't. And she does this thing now where she shrugs her shoulders and she just goes, I don't know. So that's her new thing. And I try to get her to like tell me why she does stuff. And she just goes, I don't know. So we have officially entered that phase now, which is not a good phase for children, I've heard. I don't know. So, Kaye, if there's any type of like material that y'all teach them, I know y'all do, let's get her out of the I don't know phase.
How old is she?
Well, truthfully, if you're having fun when you're learning, you don't remember how you learned it.
You just know it.
Yeah.
That's where she's at.
If you remember, like I ask people if they remember learning how to read. Every person that's ever answered me that said they remember learning how to read was because it was painful. Oh. They had a hard time doing it.
Wow.
Like they were dyslexic or some kind of learning problem. It's the only time I have ever had somebody answer me that they remember learning how to read.
Good to know.
Wow. Yeah, Braylon, she's 4. She'll be 5 in November. But the only thing that I remember reading ever was in kindergarten. But I don't remember learning to read. I just remember reading. You get what I'm saying? I don't remember sounding it out. I just remember I remember the way that we wrote, which I love the Montessori method because they actually like trace it with their hands and stuff. Whereas they drill you in school, you're gonna write A over and over and over and over and over. And then the next week you move on to the next letter. And the next week you move on to the next letter.
Yeah, the only thing I remember about in the learning to read department was the Dick and Jane books. And I could read them, and they were so boring, and I hated them. That's what I remember.
I can't even remember reading. It's so too far back. I don't even remember learning.
Well, the only thing I can remember, like from school, y'all like this. Y'all took typing in school, right? Mm-hmm. Were the teachers nice, or were they kind of mean in the typing class?
Mine was my basketball coach. He was not nice.
Okay.
Mine was just so. She could care less if we.
She didn't care.
Learned or typed or not.
She's just there.
She was just there. Yeah.
Well, I remember
I didn't learn to type.
I remember my typing teacher, and I miss her very much. Her name was Ann Duff. She passed away unexpectedly several years ago. I kept in contact with her. I keep in contact with a lot of my teachers. I just love them, and they made such an investment on me. But Miss Duff didn't play. We had those old Apple IIe. Remember the old ones where the keyboard was built into the computer and had the green screens? Those were the computers we had.
Honey, I had the typewriter. I thought you said, did you have typing? Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't electric either.
Yeah. It was the ribbon. Tick, 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 tick.
That's right. You got it.
Well, the long story short on this is, and then we'll move on because I definitely want to chat with some really awesome accolades here on the show in just a few moments. Miss Duff had built these wooden covers so you couldn't see the keyboard. Miss Duff also had a fly swatter. And if you did not listen, she would put that cover over the key, which was fine. That part was okay. All right. And it's the old school way of doing things. And I'll tell you what, it worked though. So she'd put the cover over. Well, if you moved that cover off, you'd get a little fly swat on your knuckles. And it wasn't like a bad one, but it was emotional enough for me to remember. And I will say this, and years later, Miss Duff, she would see me and she'd take my hands. It's like a masseuse, right? When they take your hand, she would say, let me see those hands. It was always so funny. I mean, I was like in my 20s and she would do that. I'd see her around town and she'd let me look at those hands again. And Rick's over here looking at me like, oh, it's kind of weird. But she would do this. She would take my hand and she would say, oh, they just turned out so beautiful. You've done so well. She says that. She says that because she said that I was the fastest typer that it ever went through, that ever came out. Because at one point, I'm not bragging. Well, I am. At one point, at my fastest, consistently, with about a 98% success rate, whatever the error, 2% errors, in 3 minutes, I would type about 165 a minute. I was very fast.
Oh, wow.
I've slowed down a lot as I've gotten older, but in high school, I was typing about 165 consistently. So Miss Duff, someone had told her about that, and so she got wind of it. There was another teacher, my Miss Starr, who was in a class, and she was friends with Miss. She told Miss Duff, well, I've got one of your students from elementary, and he's typing the fastest I've ever seen. And so Miss Duff caught wind, and so all the time, let me see those hands. It's like, all right, Miss Duff. So anyways, enough of the hand talk.
Yeah. Well, if you make learning fun, the answer is going to be, I don't know.
Yeah. So it was kind of a mixed match with her because I don't know some things, but I do remember some, like that fly swatter. Well, we are here this morning. Big thank you to our friends at Tomorrow's Promise, as always, as our foundation support. But we are here joined by the newest real estate extraordinaire, who is not new, been around for quite many decades, lies about her age because she's been here over 3 decades, but that's a lie because we know she's only 22. But congratulations.
Thank you.
Let the people know the big award that you just won, Terri.
I won with the postcards promotion, the postcards, the best of Huntsville, best of Walker County. I won the best real estate agent, broker, and the best office, real estate office together. So I was very, very thankful, and I really appreciate everybody's vote. And it was great. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been over 3 decades you've been serving this county, and we all know there's a lot of real estate agents. I mean, I'm friends.
There's a lot.
You're friends with a lot of them too. And
even some of those agents voted for me.
Yes.
Yes, it was a very big compliment.
You think about so many people and just the hard work that goes into it. Kaye was just talking about consistency a while ago on our Monday Mindset. And in your industry, you've got to be consistent. You can't just let your foot off the gas pedal because so much changes all the time.
That's right. That's right.
When is that awards?
It's actually tomorrow. Yep. So the awards are actually tomorrow.
So, but they have officially, I guess, let the bag out on them,
They
right?
have. I had known about a week ago, and but they said, don't say anything. We're going to announce it April 1st. Well, then when I got my postcard magazine yesterday, I assumed that, because it's all in there in the new postcards magazine.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, well, now I can let my friends and family know that I did win, and I do appreciate it.
So you heard it second here on this show then, even though the official like thing, but it's already in the postcards. It's already out.
That's right.
That's why I was looking at my phone, because we won too, and I was like, I'm not supposed to say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is great.
Well, if you'd looked at your postcards magazine that came out yesterday, so
Yeah, we didn't get ours
Saturday,
yet.
so
We'll probably get ours in the mail today then. So, Kaye, you guys were in the running for a lot too. Like I know with the school and everything,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, we got Best Child Care Center.
Nice. Heck yeah.
well deserved.
Yeah. Man, this is great. See, that's what I love about our community. So many people coming together. You know, maybe talk a little bit about just the hard work, Terri, that goes into that. Like I said, over 3 decades of serving this community, to highlight a little bit about just the things that you have to do on a day-to-day basis, because it's not easy.
No, it's not. Right now, I have 2 properties here in Huntsville that's under contract. Well, we're still negotiating. It's in what we consider option pending, so I have to stay on top of those. I also have some buyers that I'm showing property for, and I've got some listings out in Harris County as well as Montgomery County. So you have to be able to juggle a lot of different properties that in different areas of where they're at, things like that. Probably my biggest thing is posting on social media. As a matter of fact, I am actually looking for someone that can help me with that, because that is one of the things. You're talking about consistency. I am not consistent with that. And I hear about it, and I know I need to be, but I'm just not good at that. I'll just say I'm not good. So I need a college kid or someone that I can hire that'll just take my stuff and put it on TikTok, Instagram, whatever else there is out there, and do it for me. So if you know of anyone, please let me know, because that's my biggest need. In the end, once I get that consistency down, well, look out.
Yeah. Well, you just brought up something, and I think about this too, Kaye, about social media. You know, you guys are really good about keeping up to date, posting, because we share a lot of what y'all put out there. It's kind of weird, but I'm like, I'm in that Facebook generation. I think all 3 of us, we can say that we're in the Facebook generation.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. But what I have started to learn, and thank goodness Facebook has identified this, they have merged Instagram. It's all under Meta, which is their company. Mm-hmm. And they have now merged Instagram in with the search results on Facebook. And that is so important, because once you get below 35, 30, they're not using Facebook anymore.
That's right.
It's a very low percentage of people, younger people, that are using Facebook. You think about those first-time home buyers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're TikTok.
They're not Facebooking. They're TikToking and Instagramming.
Yep.
And it's important to be on those. My buddy Mark is a real estate agent out in the Lago Vista area. You would think, if you saw his videos, Kaye, I'll have to show y'all later. Like, man, this is not professional at all. And he's a really good agent. I mean, he's selling properties, at Lake Travis. I mean, those are good properties. He's extremely good at what he does. He's grown it like crazy. And one way that he's done it is he's connected with young people. So and he's really tall. He's like 6'7". So he goes into a house and he's like, here we go. And it's like really depressed on his videos, but they work. Because the young people love him. Here we go again. I'm 6'7". I can barely even get through the door in this beautiful house. But he throws in these little things. And the other day he had on a black shirt, jeans, and a brown belt with black shoes. And he's sitting there showing the backyard of this property, and it's on the lake. And he goes, instead of talking about this water and how beautiful it is, let's talk about the fact that I'm wearing a black belt with brown belt with black shoes. My wife told me that doesn't match. What do you guys think? And he's getting a ton of interaction on this stuff. And so you're right. You got to find ways to be creative to draw in, new people.
I know, and I'm so old school. It's just hard for me. My girlfriend was telling me she lives in Deer Park, and she's 60-something years old, and she loves TikTok. And she says she spends hours just watching these people on TikTok, and one of the persons that she watches is a realtor from Chicago. And I was like, why do you spend hours watching this realtor from Chicago? And she said it's because she walks into a house and she'll say, oh my God, look at this ugly wallpaper. Walks to the kitchen. How can you even prepare a meal in this little bitty kitchen?
It's reverse psychology.
Yeah, and she goes, so she just, downs this house, but she's so popular. She's one of the best, all this stuff. And I was like, can you imagine hiring a realtor that's going to walk through your house and put it on social media saying how ugly your house is? Yeah. I mean, I can't see myself doing that, but yeah, it is. It's weird. So I need to hire someone that knows these things and can do it.
Mark had a video of another one, and it was at Lake Travis, and there was this steel table in the kitchen, and he laid on it, and he goes, this is the most hideous table ever. What are they going to do? Is a surgeon going to come in here and start operating on me? But it worked. I mean, it's crazy to think about that. I think, you're in an industry to where you could do that. Now with Kaye in the school, you don't want to do that with the school. But I think there are some industries that you could get away with doing. I think real estate could be one of those.
Well, obviously, there's a lot of realtors doing it and very successful.
I think it's more of just getting the name out. I was talking to someone about that the other day, that just the name, the consistency of the name. When we think of advertising, we all know, we think of soda, we think of Coca-Cola probably. Maybe that's the first thing. But it's hard for us to remember the last time we heard or where we heard or what the Coca-Cola commercial was.
Right.
But it's so inundated in the market that we all know about it. Just like a Solo cup or something like that, or a Kleenex instead of a napkin. It's so inundated, we don't think about the last time we saw that commercial or heard it, but it's all just that word of mouth, consistency. Real estate, Terri Coleman, real estate expert, Terri Coleman. You think about these 3+ decades, Terri, that's a lot of knowledge over the years. I've never asked you this, but what's some of the challenges that you've faced? I know we did mention one time about the downturn, because you've been through 2 big dips in the economy. I mean, you've seen it firsthand in that industry, but what are some of the big challenges that you've faced, throughout these 3 decades?
I think just really being able to educate my clients. Like right now, we've had a pullback. When we're in a buyer's market, but we've had a pullback, the market pullback, and it's due to the war in Iran. But it's just justified, And so the buyers have pulled back, even though we're in a buyer's market. They've pulled back, so the sellers are not seeing as much property being shown. Their houses aren't getting shown as often as they had been. And so trying to educate them, let them feel comfortable about that, hey, it's okay, it'll change, it's going to come back. It's just the buyers are just holding back a little bit because we have a little bit of uncertainty out there in the market. Interest rates are ticking up a little bit, but nothing too bad. So they're pretty much staying the same. So it's going to turn around, but really kind of making my sellers feel comfortable that, hey, it's okay. Your property may stay on the market 1 or 2 more months than what we had hoped, but that's okay. It's going to be okay. So really just educating, making everyone feel comfortable.
Would you say that like New Waverly is still the big hot zone? I know we're growing here in Huntsville, but boy, there seems to be a lot going on down in New Waverly.
There's a lot going on in New Waverly because it's the first stop from coming up from I-45. It's the first stop, and then then after that it's Huntsville, and Madisonville is growing too. So it's just all up for I-45. New Waverly is big, but people who were originally just saying, oh, I can't go any further, they're now coming to Huntsville. And Huntsville's done quite a great job in marketing and how good Huntsville is and what they have to offer. And, there's really, our downtown square, the university, things here to do, the fair. Huntsville has a lot to offer for families. And not that New Waverly doesn't. They're growing and it's coming up. And New Waverly both, and the schools in New Waverly are good. So both have a lot to offer.
I was thinking about prices here in Huntsville, and are we still, and I know I'm just kind of throwing these at you, I didn't give you a chance to prepare for this, but I do want to ask you.
You never do.
Well, but that's one of the things that a good realtor knows. She knows her market. You have to research the value of houses what's the value of houses in New Waverly as opposed to what's the value of houses in different neighborhoods in Huntsville. There's a lot that goes into being a realtor, and then there's all the rules and regulations and laws and how you write up contracts, and it's a lot.
That's why I'm never worried about.
Thank you, Kaye. There is. Any other questions, just ask Kaye.
Yeah. Well, this is why
she answers very well.
This is why I've never worried like with Terri, because anything I've ever been able to ask, you've always been able to answer. And as Kaye said, that is a sign of a great real estate agent. You know your stuff. We are still sitting, I believe, sub 300 here in Huntsville on prices. Right, the average price is still sub 300. New Waverly, I've seen it creeping up over 4.
Yes.
Huntsville's very affordable.
Huntsville's very affordable. New Waverly has, they're kind of at their peak. They're in the 4s, high 3s, 4s, if you want something decent. But now I've even seen little bitty homes, like almost like tiny homes type, on an acre or two. Well, I've sold them on an acre or two, little tiny home for $400, $425, $450, yeah, so. But
you're like, please bring me a ton of those.
But they're close to I-45 and closer to Houston, so that's what you pay for.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important. I was talking to somebody the other day that they had moved here from Colorado. I was at the Lions Club. I had a chance to speak to them last week about Spirit Radio, and he said, "Man, I sold my place in Colorado, and I'm mortgage free here in Huntsville now." I believe we're still seeing a lot of that happen too. And people, Man, we got to be careful. We have to be thankful that people are moving to this community. I get it that you want to preserve the culture, and I think Huntsville's done a really good job of preserving the culture through the growth.
Yes, they have.
But people are wanting to move out of places like California because they're tired of it. And I've always heard, well, don't bring those politics here, and I won't go down that train, but most of the people don't. They're just happy to be here. They're happy to get away from high prices, and I've seen in this community. Now, that may not be the same in other communities, but I've seen it here in Huntsville. I know a lot of folks that have moved from the West Coast that are just good people. They've worked hard, and one of them, perfect example, is Zinner, the gentleman who has the Zinner Corporation. He said that the taxes there were killing his business. That's why he chose Huntsville. Maybe highlight a little bit more about just that opportunity for someone that's listening today that's not from our community. Maybe they're from a community where house prices are higher. It's pretty awesome to be able to sell that house. We did it from Georgetown, and we were able to put a substantial down payment on our home. Maybe highlight that a little bit, Terri, if you don't mind.
So as you go, if you look at Harris County, okay, their tax rate, everything, their insurance is a much higher cost because of the amount of people that are there. When you move to Montgomery County, same thing. It's a little bit less than Harris, but Montgomery County is, pretty taxed pretty well. Then you move to Walker County. Well, people save so much money, not only in their property taxes. Now, I know property taxes here has been a debate, and, because we have had a little bit of an increase in property taxes, but there's still so much less than Montgomery, Harris County. And your insurance, automobile insurance, everything is down. So I tell people because I help people in Harris and Montgomery and Walker County. And so whenever they're looking for something affordable and they're looking like Conroe, Willis, Huntsville, New Waverly, I tell them, I said, if you can get over into the Walker County line, you're going to be much better off as far as your outside costs, your insurance. Because when people are buying homes, they don't think about the insurance, the property taxes. They just think about, can they make that mortgage payment? But there's a whole lot more than just that mortgage payment. And so, yeah, Walker County is for the buck. Walker County right now is still good.
Well, that just goes, for example, childcare. Childcare is a whole lot cheaper in Huntsville than it is New Waverly or Conroe. It's twice as much in Conroe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about what we pay at Tomorrow's Promise for both of our children is still, Kaye, don't raise your rates, please. What we pay for both children is still $100 cheaper for both than what we would pay in Georgetown for one. My brother told me what he pays for his son, and it's not even like, and it's not a bad place, but it's not like the one that everybody goes to in town.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm sorry. Why don't you just pack up and move here, because it's outrageous. And what that does, and it's very scary. We have to be real about this. We have to be very careful not to push people out of a community. And how do you do it? By things being so high that they can't afford it.
That's right.
I'm not knocking my hometown, but they have everything there is so expensive now. If there's no way I could afford to move back there, let me put it that way. If we could not sell and move back. If you had a job years ago, I'll give you a perfect example. Years ago, I was making about $35,000 a year. As a young man, single, no family, nothing, a dog, which takes up a lot of resources, but worth it. But I bought my house and a brand new vehicle making $35,000 a year. You can't do
it today.
You can't do that anymore. And you have to start thinking about affordable housing. And what's happening in my hometown is there are people there in the leadership positions now that are wanting to push out the affordable housing that is downtown because they want to, improve. Well, those people have been there for 30, 40 plus years. Those people are the heart and soul of that town. A lot of them are. And so I'm very big on a mixed use of let's don't just build these affordable developments on the outskirts of town, because guess what? Then people have to have transportation to come into town to work. I think Huntsville's done a really great job balancing all that. And you've seen it over these 30 years.
Our mayor has done a great job. He has. He's really done a great job at keeping everything in consistence. So he really has. Kudos to him. But yes, I agree with you totally on all of that. And there's just a whole lot of other factors when purchasing a home, like daycare, the cost of living here in Huntsville and Walker County has been, has been really good compared to, like I said, Montgomery County or Harris County, and just the cost of living, going out to dinner. I can go out to dinner and go to eat a nice steak and afford it here. It's got to be a little more pricey down in Montgomery and Harris County. So,
the movies too. I mean, you don't have the stadium seating or whatever, but just to go and go see a nice movie.
Let me throw this out too. Right now, for buyers who are looking for affordability, Walker County has quite a few new subdivisions coming in. But the new home companies like Lenore or any of the others, they are giving a lot of incentives. So they're also buying down your interest rate. So right now interest rates are 6.5, 7. All it kind of depends on your credit score. Okay, but if you go out and purchase a home at one of the new properties, whether it's in Walker County or Montgomery County, anytime there's a new home builder, they are offering incentives and even buying down the mortgage. So you can actually still get a 4% mortgage by buying a new one. Now, and you have a brand new home that no one's ever lived in. But you still need a realtor to be able to do that. Now, you can walk in and buy it without a realtor, but you really still should use a realtor to make sure that things go smoothly.
I just like the idea of having somebody that I can call, that I can pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I need help with this.
Thank you.
And I wish that I would have known you when I first came to Huntsville. I was telling Dacre when she was here too, and Dacre did a very good job, and I wish that I had known her more, because what did I do? I just called the person that was on the sign. And Dacre goes, why? And once I got, she goes, why did you ever do that? I said, I didn't know.
Right.
And she said, well, she said that lady on the sign is also working for the seller. So now you're working with an agent that's she wants to make the most she can, but at the same token, she's trying to represent you. She's like, you don't want that. Mm-hmm. And so don't just, and I'm not saying it, but don't just call the person. Get to know get to know who it is, and don't just walk in without. Let me say it like this: don't walk into purchasing a new home without having a real estate agent by your side.
That's right.
You need to know the person, and so I think all of us, it's a good word for us today. Well, finally, just a few last things I wanted to go over. Again, Terri Coleman's here, our real estate expert. Just Huntsville is continuing to grow, and we're seeing a lot of new development come in. How important is that for young families? Because we think so much about a community. Well, a healthy community also includes a lot of young people moving in, and we're seeing that here in Walker County and throughout Huntsville. How important are these new neighborhoods coming in for these young people?
Well, very important because they're, again, affordable. They're brand new, and so, affordable is the key word. And a lot of times people with children and stuff, they want to have a new home, things like that. Not to say that if you have a property on the market that's not a new home, I mean, those are still great buys and can be great buys. But the younger generation, sometimes they just want to be the first in that home. And we have that to offer. So with several subdivisions.
Sometimes it depends on their skill set too.
That's true.
If they've always been in an apartment complex, then they don't know some of those simple repairs that will save you money to do on your own that an older home may come with. But then they're also very good at getting on YouTube and Googling how to fix something.
Yes, they are. Well, and I tell them one of the big differences is closets. Newer homes, the closets are going to be smaller than homes that are not the new homes. Say if you're buying in Forest Hills, those type of homes, or Elkins Lake that have been on the market, are older homes. That style of home actually has bigger closets, things like that. So there's give and take. Kind of depends on what you want, but we can make it all work.
Well, perfect.
Well, I think there's 5,000 new homes coming in the next 3 to 5 years. So there's plenty of choices
Lots of choices, yeah.
Make sure that they all build within our 3.5 mile radius, 3.5 to 5 mile radius for the radio station, please.
I will.
So that way they can listen to us. If they're outside of that, tell them, no, y'all need to move this closer in.
I will. So, and then the other thing too, unfortunately, if you have to leave Walker County, give me a call. I'll be glad to help you.
Yeah, that's something important to think about too. If you're on your way out, maybe you got a job offer and you're moving out. Well, finally,
maybe you just want to upgrade.
Yeah.
I don't have to leave. Just upgrade.
Upgrade. That's true.
I like that. Well, finally, how can folks get in touch with you, Terri? Somebody out there today maybe watching or listening say, man, I really like what she's saying. I need to get a hold of her. How can they do that?
My telephone number is really the best way, 936-581-4434. It's really the best way to reach me, but you can also reach me through email or my website.
It's myrealtorterri.com is the website. The phone number, one more time. I always said, say the phone number twice, one more time.
936-581-4434.
Awesome. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to just say, and also with the Huntsville items coming up, I'd appreciate everybody's vote for that as well.
Yeah. Well, before we go, you already know what I'm about to ask.
Oh, yes.
Kaye, I don't know if you've ever been here when one day, you'll like this because I've mentioned your jewelry before too, your rings and stuff. Well, one day Terri had on something, and so we do a special "What are you wearing today?"
What am I
segment.
wearing?
Yeah,
She didn't bring her cup with her.
Oh yeah.
No, I gave up the sugar deal.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that was too corny. Plus, after I kept spilling it in my car, after I was like, okay, the sugar thing's gone.
And Deneen was in the studio one day, and she goes, "What's this?" And she turned it upside down, and it all poured out on the floor. And it was flour that day. Remember?
Yeah, yes. Which Kaye was the one that called me out on that. So I just said, okay.
Yeah. Well, what are you wearing for us today?
Okay, so let me show you. This is my latest ring.
Yeah, hold it. Yeah,
okay,
there you go.
Okay, it's my latest ring. It's a whole bunch of wire. It's pinned back here, and what it is it's got surgical steel, copper, and then silver overlaid with 18 karat gold. So it was just something that I liked. I thought was fun. Now, if you're looking for something for a Mother's Day gift, you can get this on Zully.com for $19.99.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Zuli.com.
Zuli.com. Yep. I just, I saw it and I thought, that is different. And it has that copper thing. So if you know about copper and it's supposed to help your joints and all that stuff, which I don't know anything about. I'm not an expert on that.
Yeah.
So that's my new thing.
Awesome.
But now if anybody else has something they want to just give me, I'll be glad to show it off here on the Hello Huntsville show.
Kaye, what happened was she actually saw that and she goes, "Oh, this will be cool to talk about on the show." That's really what it was. So
yeah, that was it.
And if you want to add some bling to it, you can go to Elliot's Jewelers. He can add the bling to that.
That's right. He could put a big old diamond up here.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Terri, thanks for hanging out with us. Terri Coleman is our Hello Huntsville real estate expert. Thank you for almost 3 years being with us now. Mm-hmm. And so we appreciate it. And your support helps as well. So we appreciate all of you, and we couldn't have friends like Terri and others on if it wasn't for Kaye and Rick. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Vote for both of these. If you see Best Real Estate Agent, vote Terri. If you see Best School, vote Kaye. Also, Best Event Planners in there too. Courtney is on there for all the events that she puts together. Some of the teachers were listed in there as well. So we just want you to continue to engage, and let's promote those that are helping us promote the good here in Huntsville.
And you're on there too, are you not?
I think so, but don't worry about it. So it's whatever. So vote for me too, I guess.
Yes.
Vote for Spirit Radio.
Yes, vote.
Well, hey, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have Rick and Kaye's Top 10, and then we're going to wrap it up with the Resurrection Eggs. So you want to stay locked into this. It's going to be a really fun ending. Let us know that you're out there. And you can do that just by messaging right on Facebook. We have a lot of folks joining us across the social media platforms. But we'll take a break. More to come as we continue promoting and celebrating the good. It's Good Morning Huntsville, brought to you on this magnificent Monday by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. We'll be back after this. Stay with us.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust. This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Are you ready for a better way to bank? Join Walker County Federal Credit Union today. As a member, you'll enjoy low-cost loans, no annual fees, and easy online access. We're not just a credit union. We're a community dedicated to your financial success. Experience friendly service tailored for just you. Why wait? Join us online at walkercountyfcu.com or drop by our location at 1802 Normal Park Drive, Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. it's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
Hi, I'm Billy Coughlin, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Terri Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terri apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterri.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terri Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terri Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new life.
Hey friend, Rob Hipp here for Elliott's Jewelers. The new year is here, and what a better way to start out the new year than celebrating the moments that matter the most. And you can do that with Elliott's Jewelers here in Huntsville. Whether it's an engagement, an anniversary, a birthday, or maybe just a fresh start, Elliott hand selects every diamond, and he creates meaningful pieces that are designed just for you. There's no crowded showroom, no pressure, just personal attention and jewelry that tells your story. So again, start the new year with something timeless. It's Elliott's Jewelers here in Huntsville by appointment only. Book online at elliotsjewelers.com.
I tricked all of you. Get ready. And now, it's that time of the week. It's very intense, but we are going to be consistent. I don't even know what that means. From 1229J, here's Rick.
And Kaye's.
Top 10.
I really don't want to be intense on this topic. It's
Well, today is Holy Monday. Not an appropriate thing to make fun of. Today is also National Doctor's Day. Also not an appropriate thing to make fun of. So the other thing it is Turkey Neck Soup Day.
What is it?
Turkey Neck Soup Day.
yeah, something I ever thought I would be talking about.
Well, it is Turkey Neck Soup Day, and number 110 number 10 reason is because someone somewhere said, don't throw that away.
And no one argued about that.
Number 9, it's the culinary version of We'll Figure It Out.
And then they did. Ugh.
Number 8, it smells amazing.
Which feels slightly suspicious.
Number 7, it's been passed down for generations. The same turkey neck.
Yeah, along with no explanations.
Number 6, it builds character.
Mostly for the people eating it.
Number 5, it's the original trust me meal.
Those are dangerous words.
Number 4, it proves confidence. The confidence is 90% of cooking.
And the other 10% is seasoning.
Number 3, it's the kind of dish where everyone gets real polite.
Yeah. Wow, this is something.
Number 2, there's always one person who loves it.
And we all have questions about
And the
them.
number 1 reason, the real reason Turkey Neck Day Soup exists, Turkey Neck Soup Day exists.
It's to see if Rick can say it.
Because if you can convince people to eat this, you can convince them of anything.
That's not a recipe, that's influence.
So happy Turkey Neck Soup Day, Huntsville.
And remember, confidence is key. Don't explain it, just serve it.
There you go. Turkey Neck Soup Day. I've never heard of that.
I haven't either.
Do they like take the neck of the turkey and
Yeah, make soup out of it.
Poor
Have you ever
thing.
seen that?
Golly,
It's in there with the giblets.
that poor guy. That's terrible. I just did a turkey.
You don't think that when you're eating the turkey breast. I know you don't. I've
No, No, I love turkey. Poor thing.
Well, I have seen them cut up the neck and put it in the gravy.
I did an AI real quick. Me with the turkey neck. What do you think, Kaye?
I've got a waddle.
Now make sure you show that one to Bridget. See
Yeah,
what she
yeah,
says.
No, she's not going to like that.
I said, give me a turkey neck. Hey, this one looks kind of good. Kind of looks like I'm kind of, good physique there. See how long that is? Good long turkey neck.
You look great.
Real good for a soup. Let's switch gears. I want to go to something very serious. But turkey neck soup, that was very serious too. But this is very serious. Something that Kaye and I were talking about last week was the importance of Easter, and I did a post-sermon wrap-up yesterday, and I don't want to I didn't want it to come across as negative because my children participate in the Easter egg hunts and all that. And all that is fine as long as the children are still understanding the real meaning behind it. Just like Christmas. I have a problem with just getting together and sharing gifts and not explaining what the real meaning is behind it, because without the meaning of Jesus Christ, there's no point of doing any of this. And so we can have all these cute, and I said on the post-sermon route, so we can do all these cute things, and that's fine, and I get it because I have children, but there's nothing cute about Christ's journey to the cross. It's a very serious thing. And I'm real big on Easter not being this massive, and I don't say it rudely to anybody who's doing anything, but it's not a production. It's our salvation. It is a very serious time, especially this week leading up to Sunday, as we are in the Holy Week now. And so Kaye and I wanted to share something today, and I want you, even if you're an adult, listen to this, because maybe you didn't, like me, you didn't know the meaning of the eggs. I had no idea. And so I had discovered just through our pastor, this thing called the resurrection eggs. And Kaye, what I'm going to ask you to do is hand me each of these if you don't mind. Or actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take them and then I'll hand it to you and you open them, okay? Is that fine?
Okay.
And then help me explain it. Let me turn the camera to you so as you show these, we'll be able to zoom in on it. So give me just 1 second here. That was a really fast zoom. I was like, whew, right over to you, Kaye.
I get dizzy.
Has anybody got motion sickness?
Yeah. So let's start, I believe, with the blue one. That is the donkey. So go ahead and open this one up. And we're going to explain what each of these eggs mean. And then, Kaye, the camera's right there. And Kaye is opening. And hopefully we put these back right. So the blue egg is the donkey. And that represents Jesus entering Jerusalem. Kaye, what's the explanation on that one?
Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey while people welcomed him as a king.
Okay, so that's our first one.
And normally a conquering king rode in on a stallion. So it was significant that he rode in on a donkey.
Yeah, that's good. All right, the second one is silver coins. The second egg, silver coins. And as we open this one up, there are some small coins in there, 3 silver dimes, and that represents Judas betraying Jesus.
Yes, Judas agreed to betray Jesus for 30 pieces of silver.
And so, see, there's a meaning to all of these. I think it's so neat. The third one, I believe, is the cup. And this should include a tiny cup is in there. And this represents the Last Supper. The Last Supper. So there's the tiny cup.
Yeah. Jesus shared a special meal with his disciples and told them to remember him.
As we go on, there's 12 of these, I believe. The fourth one is, I think it's praying hands. I'm glad that these match up with what we have on our list. And so the praying hands.
Jesus prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane before he was arrested.
Yeah, you think about that. And there's a song that I heard on the radio that, like, I am the sweat on your brow. You think about that, and Jesus was literally sweating blood in the Garden of Gethsemane because of the stress that he was under during that prayer. I want people to latch onto this, to what he had to endure for us that we didn't deserve. The fifth one, and this one is one of the most painful ones.
No, we deserved it. He did.
Yeah. And so this is one of the, that's what 100% what I meant if it came out wrong. We deserved all of it. He didn't deserve any of this. The fifth one is the leather strip or the rope, and this is a small piece of leather string or rope that's in here. That one is a whip.
Yeah. Jesus was beaten by the soldiers. Now, a lot of people don't understand that when he was beaten, it had rocks and stones and glass in it, so that when the lash hits you, it shredded your skin and took it down.
I saw a kind of an artifact of that from the Romans, and it was not pretty the way that thing looked. Terrible.
Most people did not survive the beating.
The next one as we go on, and this egg is the thorn, and this is a small thorn or twig with thorns, as I super glued that one closed on Kaye.
Apparently so.
That one is pretty tight there. And these are the one, that is the crown, and the crown of thorns.
Yeah. Soldiers placed a crown of thorns on Jesus' head and mocked him. And, you think of thorns like from a rose bush or whatever. These thorns were about 3 inches long that they jammed on his head.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I didn't just set it there. They pushed that down on his head. The next one as we go, I believe, to the seventh one, we all know the cross, and Jesus, this represents Jesus carrying that cross.
Yeah, he carried the cross to where he would be crucified.
The ninth egg that we open up, again, these are the resurrection eggs. The ninth one are dice. Small dice are in here, and soldiers that gambled for his clothing. Think about that. The 10th one, Kaye, is the spear.
Yeah. A soldier pierced Jesus' side to make sure he was dead.
The way the Bible describes that in some translations, and I don't want to be graphic, but it is what it is that they jammed that into just penetrated his side, and literally says that his guts spilled out. You think about the water came out. Some translations say his guts, others say the water of his body came out. Think about that for a moment. The sacrifice that he made for us. The next one, I believe, we're on the stone. Or which one is that one?
10.
Oh, sorry.
No,
This one is that one should be which one are we on? That's the garment. Yeah, the garment. Is that right? That's the cloth. That one's not on there, but I get it. That's the cloth. And so the cream one is the cloth, and that represents what, as he was laid into the tomb, that he was wrapped in the cloth. And then the next one, I believe, should be the stone. Yeah, there it is.
The stone was rolled in front of the tomb, and Jesus' body was placed in a tomb, and a large stone sealed the entrance.
Back then, they would buy these tombs. This was tradition to buy a tomb, and they would place the body in these tombs, and the only way that they had to seal them was they would roll the stone in front of them. And we're not talking, this was a big tomb.
It was like 1-ton stone.
Yeah, huge ones. And then finally, this is the one that all the children are like, what do you guess is in this one? And this is the one that really stood out to me, Kaye. So what is in this one?
Nothing.
that represents the empty tomb. And empty because
Jesus had risen from the dead.
So as you see these, and this is why I wanted to do this morning, many of you may know it, many of you didn't. If you think about the eggs, when your children are out Easter egg hunting, each one of these eggs represents the tomb that Jesus was in. And now in these, there's different artifacts and different things that go over his life and the resurrection of Christ and what he had to endure. But I never thought about the egg as the tomb. And so as every little egg is picked up by your children this Easter, whether it's something this week or Saturday, there's a lot of Easter egg hunts, remind them what they're picking up. They're not just picking up an egg. They're picking up a representation of Jesus Christ. And that's where I say that the cuteness, I'm just not I want to take the cuteness out of it and really educate children on, yeah, this is fun and it's okay. And we're going to, and this is, but I want you to realize what this represents. That, yeah, there may be candy in there, but for Christ, there wasn't candy in there. And it's okay. I'm not hating. I mean, we're going to do an Easter egg hunt. We're going to have candy. We're going to have fun. We're going to celebrate that. But I am now going to educate my children on why it's the egg and why we use the egg. That's the one thing that stood out to me. I never knew that the egg represented the tomb of Christ. And so thank you, Kate. That was a good idea to have them. I'm glad that we had them. And I'm thankful that we put them all back in the right thing, too, because I would not have known where they go. So Easter is upon us, and I wanted to remind folks about the importance of just being mindful of what Christ had to endure, that he didn't deserve for any of this to happen to him, but it's by grace and through our faith that we are saved. And that's nothing to take lightly. And as I've gotten older, I've gotten more serious about that. And I want to encourage everyone out there to really pick up God's word and read about the resurrection, the death and the resurrection of Christ this Easter season. And that he truly is, as we say in Christmas, he's the reason for the season. Well, he's the reason for the Easter season, and the reason that all of us can have hope and a future, and that hope and future lies in him. So really important word today, Kay. Thank you for sharing that.
Amen.
Amen. So, well, Rick, before we go, thank you all. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. By the way, Tomorrow's Promise teaches a lot of these things to the children as well. You know, my little child, Braylon and Kaden, both, they sing the song, God our Father. Y'all sing that. I've walked in and they sing that. Maybe before we go, Rick, just any final thoughts today? It's been a great show. Thanks for being with us.
I wonder if anybody knows why they gambled for his clothes.
No, explain that.
Because they didn't have a lot of clothes back then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can go in your closet. You got 10 or 12 different shirts, right? Nobody had that back then.
Mm.
It was very expensive to have clothes made.
Yeah.
Didn't have a local Walmart.
Yeah. Or Dollar General. That's where I got my last T-shirts from.
Do they sell clothes at Dollar General?
Yeah,
Well, they took his clothes off when they beat him so that they would not ruin the fabric.
Yeah. And then gambled for those. It's just, man, I don't know. You know, I've seen the Passion of the Christ and all that, and even that can't fully I mean, they did a for what we know. I mean, they did a good job, but we have no idea. You know, we just have no idea what he had to endure for us. And I'm telling you, and when I said that we don't deserve the grace is what I mean. We don't deserve that. You know, he didn't deserve to be beaten, killed, crucified. But I don't know. I just have no words as I get older. I have no words to think about it. And I just want people to be very serious about it this season and be mindful as we lead into this week. There's all this excitement about, we're going to go do this and do that. But there is this huge message behind it that we can't ever get lost in the translation of it. And I've prayed. I said, Lord, reveal it to me in such a powerful way that it overwhelms me emotionally. Because that's a desire that I have, because I need to be broken. You know, I need to understand more about what Christ endured, because that's the only way that I'm going to grow more in my walk. And that's a scary prayer. I've said it before on this show that I said, Lord, the scariest prayer that I think you can pray is, Lord, break me and show me, because he will. And it's going to come in ways that you wish wouldn't have came. But sometimes I think we need that to grow in our relationship with him. This is all temporary. This is fun and we're hanging out, but this is all temporary. And so, yeah, that's my final message today. Kaye, any final thoughts from you? Thanks for being with us and this idea. It was great today.
Appreciate it, and you gotta have a good week.
Yeah. Get plugged into a local church. I know you guys at UHBC are doing a lot coming up on Sunday. 42 churches here in town, so you've got your choice. 42 Bible-believing, Jesus-loving churches right here in Huntsville. So find one, and please get plugged in. And I guarantee you're going to see the Lord move in such a powerful way that you haven't seen before. So
some people only go to church on Christmas and Easter. I mean, at least come on Easter.
Yeah, at least. And don't feel bad about it if that's the only time you come. Don't feel bad about it.
We welcome you at our church, and I'm sure this church welcomed you too.
Yeah. So, well, that will wrap it up. Big thank you to Rick and Kaye. Such an important message today. Thank you to Terri Coleman as well, a real estate expert, for hanging out with us. And we'll keep going. So make sure that you stay locked in here to Good Morning Huntsville, also our Hello Huntsville website. We'll have Kaye's article up here in just a few moments as well. For Rick and Kaye Boehning, I'm Rob Pipp, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. I promise somebody needs you on this turkey neck soup day. Let us know how it is. We'll talk about it tomorrow. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you, Rick and Kaye.
Bye, Rob.
Bye.